Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex.
And I'm Jay.
We got some news updates for you from around the land of smiles today, this Monday, July 7th. Now, today we're going to be talking about the current limbo state of the proposed casino bill. Thai hotels and Pattaya bar workers questioning the efficacy of government relief plans. And a little later, is that a snake in your pants? Or are you just happy to see me? Could be both. Let's find out. But before we get into it, Jay, could you give us a quick word from our sponsors?
Well, Alex, let me tell you, there's no better place in Thailand to find real estate than fazwas.com. It's the largest real estate portal. They've got the largest sales force. They've got the largest support team and also the highest amount of listings available. So if you want to rent, buy, or sell property in Thailand, fazwas.com is the place to go.
You said it, Jay. Check out Fazwas, everybody. All right. Our first story today is about Thailand's casino bill, which is nearing a collapse amid growing backlash. Thailand's controversial casino bill is on the brink of collapse as public backlash and political tension intensify. Scheduled for a key parliamentary meeting on the 9th of July, the entertainment complex bill may be withdrawn pending cabinet and House approval. A recent reshuffle and widespread public confusion have prompted officials to pause and reassess. Over 100 activists recently petitioned against the bill, citing risks of addiction, crime, and inequality. Critics say the proposal lacks clear economic benefits and social safeguards. Opposition MPs warned that moving ahead could trigger a no-confidence motion, placing the government under growing scrutiny.
There we go. Well, I think they should get this right because we don't want another cannabis situation. Imagine that.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Spend billions making like casinos and then change it a year or two later. Like, no, people are having too much fun. No recreational use. You need a prescription to be in this casino.
You know, a lot of the theorizing is that the challenges to the casino bill have prompted the reassessment of the cannabis laws, like that these are somehow intertwined because of the different political motivations of, say, Pheu Thai and Bumjai Thai, and the fact that there's this growing fallout. All of this is connected, man. Where's my corkboard with red string?
True.
And it all comes back to that Hun Sen phone call that was leaked. So this is a lot of crazy dominoes are falling, and we're gonna keep our eye on it and let you guys know what the hell's going on as soon as we figure it out.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to our next story, which is regarding major Thai hotels that abandon tourism subsidy over systems failure. Thailand's domestic tourism subsidy scheme is in turmoil as major hotel chains like Dusit and Minor temporarily withdraw due to major system failures. The Tourism Authority of Thailand's booking platform has suffered repeated glitches, leaving hotels unable to manage bookings or verify payments efficiently. Complaints include outdated tech, inflexible pricing rules, and delays caused by mandatory Krung Thai bank account checks. With over 3,000 hotels still awaiting verification and frustration mounting, hotel operators are urging rapid fixes. Officials say discussions are ongoing, but confidence in the scheme is shaken just as peak travel season approaches.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know if any of you guys have tried to use any of these systems, and if you can report back to us and let us know in the comments.
I think it's more of a locals thing, isn't it? I mean, this doesn't really affect expats or tourists, but with my friends, I have used the schemes that were during COVID. They were pretty decent.
Yeah. I don't know.
You pay 50% if you go to any hotel that you want to stay to, or like most hotels that you'd want to stay in, you could use the Kola Kring and the Pai Tiao get discount scheme. The Go Travel Get Discount scheme.
What he said.
They were just like, oh, okay, it's COVID. Nobody's spending. Let's give people 50% discount to spend more. I don't know how that made sense, but
well, it just gets people moving around a little bit too. I think that's the idea, is trying to find a way to incentivize it. I mean, tourism's so important to Thailand's economic life force, its vitality. So anything that can be done to encourage it is good. But if the systems are failing and hotels, you know, they're trying to put pressure on the government to make the government be a solution instead of the problem. Hopefully the attention will move that needle. All right, on to our next story. We got, we're into our Fanongs behaving badly. Unfortunately, this is not a fun one. So we got to dive into this one. A British man has been jailed for 21 years for child trafficking in Pattaya. A British man, William Bilton, has been sentenced to 21 years in prison by a Bangkok court for trafficking a 16-year-old girl through his Pattaya bar known as Flirt, notorious for promoting underage sex work. Two Thai men received equal sentences, while another woman received a lighter penalty. All are currently out on bail pending appeal. Pattaya police say the case aims to clean up the city's image, though prostitution remains an issue. Meanwhile, 3 separate UK nationals face prosecution after being caught smuggling large quantities of Thai cannabis, of course, into Britain. Authorities in both countries are cracking down hard on human trafficking and drug smuggling networks.
There we go.
I always get a little afraid when these guys get out on bail, because then, obviously the borders will be watching out for them, but there are ways to sort of skip the country. Thailand can't have some porous borders. But who knows? They are facing up to 21 years in prison, which is probably, I think a lot of people might agree, an apropos punishment, particularly if this is just one case that might have been an image, or a sign of a broader network and a longer pattern of behavior. Yikes. Right. Big yikes.
Well, moving on to our next story, but staying in Pattaya, Pattaya bar workers receive relief as tourism dwindles.
Yeah.
Good news for Pattaya bar workers. With tourist numbers plunging, Pattaya's nightlife workers are receiving aid from local business owners led by Lisa Hamilton of the Pattaya Nightlife Business Association. Volunteers distributed food and essentials to struggling bar staff, but Hamilton warns that such efforts are unsustainable without government action. While the new half-half travel subsidy program aims to revive domestic tourism, skepticism remains. Workers stress that local visitors alone can't sustain Pattaya's economy. Foreign tourists are vital. Despite community resilience, the nightlife scene faces an uphill battle unless international travel rebounds soon. She's got a good point. I don't think local tourism will help the nightlife that they're talking about.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Pattaya definitely thrives on that international tourism coming through. I think a lot of the local Thais will be going to lesser known, like Bang Sen and
or even when they go to Pattaya, it's actually for the beach.
Right.
Not the beach at 4 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We were there over the weekend, and Pattaya is always a blast, man. I always have so much fun down there.
Yeah.
And it was...
You're absolutely right. For all the bad rep it gets, if you want to get away from Bangkok and you want to stay in like the Jomtien area, go by the beach, it gets really lovely.
Yeah.
And you meet a couple of your friends there, and like you can actually go to Pattaya and not go to the nightlife at all and enjoy.
Yeah, but you can also go to the nightlife.
Or you can go to the nightlife.
It's fun every once in a while to like get in there and get a little rowdy. But
it is, you dirty dog.
I do have fun in Pattaya. I'll leave it to the imagination as to what I get up to. But it's nice to see the community rallying around to help support each other a little bit. But something's got to give. Hopefully tourism numbers start. Look, we're in low season too. I think people do forget that there are ebbs and flows to Thailand's tourism economy. And we are in one of those ebbs, flows, ebbs.
Ebbs and flows.
Yeah, the ebbs. Thank you, Ivy League intern. But yeah, that's... Hopefully the numbers increase and we'll see a return to normalcy down there. All right. Well, we were talking snakes in pants.
Love it.
Zingers. So that takes us to another one of our Fadangs behaving badly. This time we have a Sri Lankan man. Not a typical nationality that we talk about here on the show, but a Sri Lankan man was caught smuggling snakes in his underwear at a Bangkok airport.
Oh.
Yeah, now you get it? It all comes around. A Sri Lankan man was arrested at Bangkok Suvarnabhumi Airport after authorities found 3 live ball pythons hidden in his underwear. Known trafficker, Mr. Shihan, already linked to smuggling exotic animals, was stopped following a tip-off and joint operation by Thai and international wildlife agencies. Though his luggage was clear, a personal search uncovered the snakes. Good God. Protected under CITES law. He now faces multiple charges under Thai wildlife and customs legislation. Authorities say the arrest sends a strong message to global smuggling networks. Thailand is cracking down hard on illegal wildlife trade.
Here we go.
Is that a snake?
It's got a real big old snake down there.
Yeah, 3, no doubt. Wonder what that would look like on the machine where they give you like the like, what is the...
Sir, there's something slithering down there. You can say that again.
It's a birth defect, okay?
Yeah. Some say I'm a real python.
Yeah.
In my pants.
I just picture him like, like the outline of the snake in his pants, and he just looks up, raises an eyebrow at you, like...
Goes down all the way to your legs. What's going on here? It's like the classic tale where it started off as a joke, like, "Hey Alex, come check this guy out, bro."
Right, yeah. He's packing heat, my friend.
Hey-o.
Yeah. Anyways, I was ball python. Isn't that weird? I feel like pythons are everywhere too.
Don't.
Yeah.
Want none.
This python do want some.
Unless you got an X-ray, son.
Right.
All right. Moving on to our last story from around Thailand. Thailand to sell monitor lizards for breeding and leather trade. Didn't know there was a demand for that. Yeah. Thailand is rebranding its relationship with monitor lizards, once seen as pests, by allowing licensed breeding for economic gain. Who knew there was a demand? The government will sell the reptiles for 500 baht each. Affordable. Complete with microchips to prevent poaching. Their durable skins may fuel a luxury leather market, with initial sales set at a wildlife station in Ratchaburi. Buyers must obtain permits and report all offspring, while wild populations remain protected. Officials stress this regulated program turns a nuisance into a revenue stream without harming ecosystems, offering a new model for wildlife-based economic initiatives. When was the last time you wanted a monitor lizard skin bag?
I don't know. I'm kind of curious now.
Where's PETA?
Yeah, well, that's if we can ethically do this, I think that's a good thing. So breeding programs.
Is there a way to ethically skin monitor lizards?
Well, I'm sure, like, we have all kinds of leather.
Yeah, there we go.
Lots of different animals. I don't know why.
There are some pests that are okay to kill. Well, I think most people don't like cockroaches. If there was a cockroach bag, I don't know who'd buy it, but you know.
Okay, yucky there, but yeah, I think
saying
there's gator skin stuff all the time. So if the skin is nice,
but that's frowned upon.
But I think, is it? Is it everywhere?
Who wears gator skin? Unless you're like
a 1970s pimp, yeah. That's fair enough.
Right?
Yeah, I don't have any. But look, if there's a way to turn this into
nobody's buying that
an ethical thing, yeah. Look, I'm not sure. I really don't know.
We've all know about your gator pants that you wear on the weekend.
I did go to University of Florida, so
yeah, go Gators.
Yeah, go Gators.
You do it out of respect and representation.
Yeah. But April says purses. Benno says unless you're a douchebag, maybe I am. I don't know, but I think Damien also said I had a lot of tokays in my house. Tokay to keep the mozzies down. Yeah, I'm curious. I want to know people's thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments. Would you buy a monitor lizard skin?
Why not?
Products.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll do it, guys, for our Thailand section of the news. Before we get into our ASEAN section, we will hear a quick word from our sponsor.
Back.
We are.
You know what I learned during the break?
What?
One of our interns, Mayloon, loves monitor lizards.
It's pronounced melon, but yeah. Your point
Fair.
stands.
Fair.
They're pretty cool.
Are they?
I
they
like
scare
them.
me, bro.
They are a little scary.
They are scary.
That's part of the fun. You don't know what they're gonna do. You know.
Is it gonna kill me? Can it kill me?
Yeah. Is
it an alligator?
It's like a salmonella thing. I think is what you would have to worry about. Don't lick the monitor lizards. I think is
don't do it.
The general advice.
If it looks pink and it's meat, just try to stay away.
Right.
How pink is okay.
Yeah, cook it
On that note, check out fazbaz.com if you want to buy any real estate property.
Excellent segue, my friend. All right. We're going on to our next story. Look, I don't know. I have to throw in a Cambodia story here and there, and I have a feeling that we're going to get brigaded by Cambodian bots somewhere, but I do need to talk about
We did get hacked.
Yes. They're none too pleased with us.
Yeah, we love you, Cambodia. We just want to say we love Cambodia.
Right.
We're neutral presenters. We have no fight in this. We're just saying what's happening.
Yeah, headlines. And by the way, this headline was ripped particularly from a Cambodian newspaper. So this is something that we need to discuss a little bit. Moving on, Hun Sen is stirring border tensions using ex-Khmer Rouge fighters. As Thai-Cambodian border tensions flare, Cambodian former PM Hun Sen is drawing on a legacy of political maneuvering dating back to his 1997 coup. Many current soldiers involved in recent frontier skirmishes are former Khmer Rouge fighters who joined Hun Sen after he toppled rival Fun Sin Pek. A viral video showing a 72-year-old old ex-Khmer Rouge soldier confronting Thai troops has stirred nationalism, prompting accusations of a staged information operation. Observers suggest Hun Sen is leveraging historic alliances to rally domestic support using both media and military symbolism to reignite patriotic fervor amid rising regional friction. So, the Khmer Rouge, not exactly a great reputation, obviously. If you want to go back in Cambodian history, if you know anything about the killing fields and the horrific decimation and genocide that happened in Cambodia not too long ago, many of the perpetrators of that got away scot-free and are still walking around totally free and still being able to rally support amongst their supporters. Unfortunately, in this case, Thailand is now in the direction of that ire. So we have to remember that these guys played major roles in a lot of atrocities and are still able to maintain and hold on to power. So, yeah, now that I'm talking about despots and their murder squads, I would like you to not tell people where I live, Jay. Jesus Christ.
Fair enough.
Okay. Moving on.
Our next story talks about Japan to transfer used destroyers to Philippines amid China tensions. Japan plans to export 6 used Abu Kuma-class destroyer escorts to the Philippines to bolster maritime defenses amid rising tensions with China, according to Yomiuri. The deal, agreed by Japanese and Philippine defense ministers in June, will see Filipino experts inspect the ships this summer. The initiative deepens strategic ties as both nations face pressure from Beijing's aggressive moves in the South and East China Seas. To bypass Japan's strict export rules, the deal will be framed as a joint development project. If approved, it would mark a major upgrade from the Philippine Navy, which currently lacks destroyers. There we go. Military.
Yeah.
Weapons.
Look, Philippines relies on alliances a lot to be able to maintain its, coastal sovereignty in their territorial waters. Being able to have their own destroyers and use them on missions that they deem necessary increases their capabilities a little bit, particularly with China constantly testing the waters over there. I don't know. Like, how does China approach this in terms of escalation? That's always a question, because pretty much anything that the sort of Western-led alliance, Japan, Taiwan, Philippines, any sort of move like this is seen as provocation by China. But again, it always seems to boil down to just saber rattling, and nothing ever really happens. So both sides still increasing their military spending, which is unfortunate for the other sectors of the economy that could use a little bit more. Okay. Moving on to our next story, we got some pretty feel-goods to end it up on. A Malaysian state is set to enforce a plastic bag ban across all councils by 2026. Malaysia's Selangor is set to enforce a no plastic bag day policy across all 12 local councils by early 2026. The state government is finalizing bylaw amendments to unify plastic reduction efforts. Public Health and Environment Chairman Jamalia Jamuluddin says the move is part of a broader strategy tackling plastic pollution through education, partnerships, and innovation. A new portal, lestariselangor.com
Lestari Selangor
will coordinate schools, NGOs, and communities in promoting eco-friendly habits, with plastic-free campaigns already underway. Selangor aims to make sustainable living a statewide norm. Good news. Southeast Asia and plastic bags are a very big issue. I think. What's your take on this? Too much plastic?
Well, I don't know. I feel like in Southeast Asia, it's not taken as seriously as maybe other places. Like Thailand sometimes pretends to care and sometimes it doesn't. There have been so many initiatives where they try to reduce the plastic, but I personally don't feel like any plastic has been reduced. Maybe at 7-Eleven, a little less so, but
I felt like they get into the mood sometimes, like, hey, we're gonna do it, and then it just lasts like a day or a week or something like that, and then it seems like it's back to the same old. We used to have to pay for plastic bags? I don't think we have to anymore.
We still do at 7-Eleven.
Really?
Sometimes, it depends. Unless you buy something hot, which they just give it to you for free or something. I don't know. But it's just like the double helmet rule. Like, have you seen at all any officers enforcing both drivers? Both. What's it called? Both people on a motorbike to wear helmets?
Yeah. Yeah, for like a week.
Yeah, weekend
they move.
even.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll move on to our last story today. Vietnam sees tourism surge with 10.7 million visitors in first half of 2025, nearing annual target. Vietnam welcomed nearly 10.7 million foreign tourists in the first half of 2025, up 21% from last year and 26% above pre-pandemic levels. This figure accounts for nearly half of its 22-23 million annual target, with peak season yet to come. Air arrivals dominated, and Asian tourists made up 78% of the total, led by China and South Korea. Vietnam also ranked 6th globally for growth in international arrivals and first in Asia Pacific. With moving travel demand and increasing direct flights, experts see Vietnam fast emerging as a tourism powerhouse.
Yeah, so they're on track for their annual goals over there, and Vietnam is
doing everything right.
Yeah, sure, more or
Mostly,
less.
Yeah,
they have great food. They have great locations. You still haven't had any Vietnamese food.
You always mention the food. Like, this is the first thing. Great food,
bro.
I'm sure it is.
It's that French influence, man. They have like a lot of fun, interesting cuisine over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Vietnam, and we always talk about Vietnam being in competition with Thailand to bring in those tourism dollars. It does seem like they are reaching their goals, while we might be lagging a little bit behind. So I don't know. I wonder what the reason is. Maybe Vietnam is still a novel experience for a lot of people. The way that people have been coming to Thailand for a long, long time, Vietnam it's only just become easier for Americans and Australians to travel there with newer visa-free policy schemes. But yeah, I don't know. I wish we could all just get along, and I love every part of this region. So, anyways, congratulations, Vietnam, on reaching your goals. Rouge, I'll get into your comments in just a second. But Jay, what do you say we wrap up the show and then dive into the comments? Yeah.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to know more stories from across Thailand, please visit thetiger.com, or you can join in the conversation on any of these topics
at ASEANnow.com.
That's Thailand's largest news forum.
Yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe button here. You can hit the bell button to get notifications. You can click that join button next to the already subscribed button to become a member and get cool emojis, benefits, perks, all sorts of stuff. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X.
Hit it, like it.
Yeah, you can see a bunch of content you wouldn't normally see here on the main channel. We'll be back again with you tomorrow. For now, we'll dive into the live chat and see what you guys have to say.
Story, please like and subscribe. And for more Thailand news, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok at The Thaiger, or you can go to thetiger.com and join the conversation.